Universe future. Well, that just happened. After over a month of anticipation, hype, and theories, we get another sneak peek at Steven Universe Future. But unlike the last preview, which was a sweet taste of happiness with a few dark elements, this is a bitter lick of reality with only a small dose of hope. And as usual, it's the SU enthusiast's job to break down these kinds of reveals and give our thoughts on what might be coming up. Get ready for a 30-minute analysis on this one shot of Steven's car keys. Okay, I'm not gonna go that far, but let's see what we got here. So it starts off with Steven inviting this large pink gem into his brand new car, driving her to Little Homeworld, and giving her the grand tour of the place. I've seen a lot of assumptions that this pink gem might be a corrupted rose quartz soldier, and this is a definite possibility. The only surefire thing we know about rose quartz gems, aside from Little Miss Catfish disguising herself as one, is that the majority of the cut was bubbled and kept in a room by Blue as a sort of memorial to Pink's passing. I'm pretty certain that these are all perfectly normal, non-corrupted rose quartzes, since Blue and Yellow Diamond had no idea about corruption until Steven showed it to them during Legs from Here to Homeworld. And because this gem has horns and color blemishes, which is universal to all the reformed corruptions, it's likely that this gem did not come from the bubble room and instead was just a stray gem they forgot to collect, which was unfortunate enough to be hit by the corruption beam. Heck, it's possible that this gem isn't even a rose quartz at all. I mean, the only visual reference for a rose quartz we have is Pink Diamond's disguise, and it's likely that she tried to look as realistic as possible in order to fool everyone. But aside from the pink coloration and the round gems in their bellies, there are no real similarities to go off of, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, with those lips and that hair, she looks more like a pink version of Amethyst that did a few bench presses. Anyway, we get to spend some time in Little Homeworld, which I was hoping for when I saw it in the series intro, and they show us a bunch of gems with the newfound freedom to explore their dreams. Garnet is teaching a yoga class, which makes perfect sense. Might as well learn a relaxing balancing exercise from the most chill and balanced of the crystal gems. It also put a huge smile on my face to see this. I really hope this is the Topaz we know and love. She has a gem on each side of her face, which means she's likely going to stay permafused just like Garnet from now on. She does seem a lot smaller than she did in Are You My Dad and Stuck Together, but iffy proportions are common with many Steven Universe characters, so I'll let this one slide. There's also a ruby which doesn't resemble any of the rubies we know. Heck, her gemstone isn't even visible. It's likely that this is just a generic ruby living her life. And considering we see a bunch of them safeguarding Nanaflaw in the future intro, it's likely that we'll be seeing a lot of rubies in the series too. For all we know, this ruby's gem could be on her back. If that's the case, I dub thee Backy. We have Yellow Pearl striking a pose as many other gems, including Blue Pearl, draw her. It's great to see a follow-up to that scene from Together Alone, where the pearls can just be themselves. Yellow likes being a model, Blue likes being an artist, Blue is practically done with her picture while this gem is just barely getting started. Very fitting. Also, Vidalia seems to be supervising this little drawing session, which is an awesome little detail. Gotta make sure they truly capture Yellow Pearl's essence. Bismuth is hammering away at a piece of metal in what I assume is a weapon construction demonstration for the Heaven and Earth beetles. You know, give them a close-up look at what she does for a living. Though the two of them sitting on her fist seems like a gigantic safety hazard. I've seen more than enough people accidentally hit their thumbs while hammering, so just one misplaced whack and dead. But all things considered, life seems pretty peaceful on Earth. Everyone's calm, everyone's enjoying themselves, and I'm sure they'll all live happily ever. Oh, wait, there's no such thing as happily ever after. My bad. Bring on the dramatic reveals. So yeah, let's get to the rapid fire snippet section and see if we can piece any of these things together. We'll start with the most obvious thing that stands out in the trailer. Jasper is back, baby! Yes, like we saw in the future intro, Jasper has returned for this little epilogue adventure. And based on the simple uttering of the phrase, "You're not my diamond," not to mention crushing Steven under her foot, I think it's safe to say that she's gonna play a big antagonist role pretty soon. And I'm excited. Now for Pink Pearl. I never really talked much about Pink Pearl because, well, there was never really much to talk about. She was devoid of personality for 90% of her screen time due to White Diamond's control, and aside from her broken eye, there wasn't really anything worth discussing. But all it took was a few short trailer clips to get my theory juices flowing again, and here's what I'm picking up. From this scene, it seems like Pink Pearl thinks extremely fondly of the old Pink Diamond. Maybe a little too fondly. In fact, that crack on her face that so many people have discussed might actually be due to her feelings on Pink Diamond. Anyone who first sees the trailer will probably ask the question, why is Pink Pearl's crack not repaired yet? It's been 2 years, Steven. Spit on that hand and give that poor girl her eye back. Well, that's gonna be a bit of a problem since every shot of Pink Pearl that shows her gemstone reveals no cracks or chips or breakage of any kind. So if this isn't a physical wound, then what is it? An internal technology malfunction? Some kind of unknown damage caused by other life forms? Or my favorite, a mental problem? Based on these two scenes, I have the feeling that Pink Pearl just refuses to accept the fact that the pink diamond she loved doesn't exist anymore. She is stubbornly repressing the truth so much that it's causing her permanent damage, something that can't be fixed with a simple lick and stick. Just look at her face. It's just screaming, "No, I'm fine, everything's alright, nothing's wrong." Crack. This would not only be a great way to expand Pink Pearl's character, but also introduce a new kind of damage that gems can undergo, and a type of damage that Steven can repair right away. Heck, the way Pearl dives in to defend her might be symbolic of her preventing Pink Pearl from becoming as hopelessly obsessed with Pink as she once was. I'll try to make a more detailed video on Pink Pearl before Future actually comes out, but if they decide to go this route, it could make for some really interesting results. Lastly, let's talk about my favorite part, the return of Pink Steven. The last and only time we've ever seen Pink Steven is in Change Your Mind, when White rips out Steven's gem in an attempt to bring Pink back, but only ends up further solidifying the fact that the old pink diamond is officially gone. Oh, sorry, I mean... Gone! Despite showing no emotion on her face during that scene, it's clear from her tone and her actions that she is mad. Tired of everyone forcing the old Pink to come back and just wanting them to accept the fact that Steven Universe and Steven Universe only is here to stay. And now in this trailer we have the return of Pink Steven, not as a separate entity like last time, but as a part of Steven. I remember getting a lot of flack when I looked at this scene and basically said this confirms that Steven is a fusion, and looking back, yeah, that was a pretty dumb statement. It's clear that Steven isn't able to live without his gem half. So it's less like a fusion and more like a fusion-esque hybrid, I guess? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. But even if Steven isn't a straight-up fusion, I can't help but compare this Pink Steven situation to what happened with Malachite way back when. Malachite was a fusion form so Lapis could keep Jasper out of harm's way at the bottom of the ocean. Instead of working together, they were constantly fighting to seize control. Now, we haven't seen any evidence of Pink Steven and Real Steven having conflicts of interest since they came together again. However, there are multiple shots in this trailer involving Pink Steven where it seems like some kind of internal struggle is going on. The most obvious one is this part, where Steven is being crushed under Jasper's foot, fighting back tears in his eyes and clearly struggling. It's possible that he's just in pain and trying to break free, but the way Pink Steven slowly comes in feels like Steven was repressing her as much as possible, before she eventually overpowered him and likely took down Jasper. What brought on this rage and anger isn't confirmed, but it's likely the same thing that made Pink Steven mad the first time. People not accepting the truth that old Pink Diamond is gone. I'll bet Jasper spoke about how amazing Pink was and how Steven will never be like her, when in reality he doesn't want to be like her, and constantly bringing up the Pink of the past is just making things more frustrating. In the middle of the trailer, we also see 3 quick frames of Steven looking in a broken mirror, where he's mad, then surprised, then terrified. When you connect these shots with a few extra scenes that all seem to take place in the same area, you can kind of piece a story together. I already mentioned that this scene makes it seem like Pink Pearl absolutely adores old Pink Diamond. It's likely that she spoke highly of what old Pink was like, and Steven tries to convince her that Pink isn't coming back. She suppresses the idea, causing herself to crack even more. Steven feels a weird sensation in his head as Pink Steven takes over his body. Pink Steven would be mad that her old friend is practically killing herself just by ignoring the truth, and she lashes out, leading to normal Pearl dashing in to protect her. Not raising a weapon or anything, just keeping her safe. Pink Steven has a rage moment, smashing up the room, until Steven sees his reflection in a broken mirror, similar to how Pink looked when she lashed out, realizes what he's become, and pretty much breaks down in fear. So that's another possible moment where a character refuses to let go of the past and Pink Steven gets mad because of it. It's unknown if this is what will set Pink Steven off, but based on what we've seen in her first appearance, it's definitely the most likely. There are plenty of other tidbits I didn't discuss, like this one shot which basically confirms that Aquamarine and Eyeball have fused, and the fact that they appear in Steven's house with a cute expression might imply that they're trying to trick Steven into taking them in, so the rebellion has an agent on the inside. There's a close-up shot of what I think is that gem from the beginning, hinting that she might be important later on and not just used for a little homeworld tour. Rose's old videotapes to Steven coming back, unless maybe that's just something in his mind, the Famethus returning, the burning room being turned off apparently, Steven activating a piece of diamond technology which looks very similar to the controller for Rose's secret armory. Maybe those two scenes are connected somehow, with the burning room having a secret secondary diamond function that Steven didn't know about. Maybe this indicates that the burning room isn't going to be used anymore since there aren't any corrupted gems that need storing. I don't know. Obviously, this stuff is just initial thoughts and stray observations. If I ever make theories on this stuff, I'll be sure to stay more concise and structured. But for only 30 seconds? Dang, I'm excited and scared at the same time. Some things were confirmed, some things were rejected, and a boatload of new questions have just been brought up. Pink Pearl's gonna play a bigger role than I thought, Pink Steven's coming back, which I didn't expect, and it seems like everything is coming together nicely. If it's true that Pink Steven is going to be triggered by reminders of old Pink Diamond, it seems like this whole season might revolve around dealing with one's past. Once you learn from previous experiences, you can't just pretend that the past never happened. There will be harsh reminders and causes and effects from your past that come to haunt you. And no matter how frustrated it can make you, you can't let those emotions take the wheel and ruin your life, much like what Pink Steven is probably doing here.
Soon, we'll all be able to put the past behind us.
We'll see, Steven. We'll see.
Well, that's all I've got for you today. Tell me what new thoughts this trailer put in your head, and subscribe for more Steven Universe and cartoon videos coming soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I hope to see you all real soon.